Hi guys, this is Compound Interest Stock Guy, and today we're gonna talk about my life, and just gonna get into detail about how I became the person I am, and how I want my life to be in the future. So if you're new to the channel, it'd be cool if you subscribe. That really helps my channel grow. I would love that, and give me a thumbs up. That'd be cool. And yeah, so we're gonna get into this. So this is my pad, and we're just kicking it on Saturday night. You know, a lot of things going on in the world, but yeah, I don't know. So I grew up in around Vancouver, BC, and I had an older brother, and he was 3 years older than me, and he's still alive, and so me and him, we used to fight a lot as kids. And yeah, my dad owned a TV shop, and I worked at his TV shop when I was growing up. And I used to play a lot of sports. I used to play basketball all the time. I used to play hockey. I ended up being a goaltender, a rep goaltender. And I started to golf all the time as a teenager. I golfed a lot, and I was like really obsessed with golfing. I mean, I don't know what it is. I guess it's just kind of my personality. I'm really OCD. When I get into things, I just really can't stop. I mean, I just want to be the best at things. So yeah, it's like I did a lot of. I stopped playing goaltending when I was in high school for some reasons. I'm not going to go into detail about them, but yeah, I had an interesting childhood. I did a lot of different things, and I don't know. I basically, right now, when I was 18 or so, I wasn't really interested in. At first, I wanted to take over my dad's TV shop because I worked there all the time, and then that didn't really come to fruition. So then I got into trades. Then I got into the trades, and I started to work at this welding shop. We did fabrication for fencing and gates, and yeah, so I was doing all that stuff, and then it was welding. This is cool. I like welding. It's silent. I don't have to deal with people, and I really liked it. And then what happened is I got really excited about it, and then I ended up getting into a welding apprenticeship. So I got into a welding apprenticeship, and then I really liked it, and I kept going, and then I got into this boiler making trade, and I got into boiler making. I did my apprenticeship, and then boiler making, we don't work all year round. We work about I don't know, sporadic sometimes. So get a lot of free time. So then I just started to get into the market again. When I was 20 years old, my uncle, he told me to put $15,000 into Azure Dynamics and this other company, Imaging Dynamics or something like that. And I put $15,000. I was so cheap when I was growing up as a kid. I ended up having about $30,000 in cash. I just saved it all, and yeah, and then I got, like, I wasn't working for a bit as soon as I was moving into trades, and I had some other stuff that came up that weren't really good for me, and then I just got into debt again because those stocks didn't do good. I lost all my money on those stocks, and because my uncle was telling me they were going to go to the moon. It was like this Azure Dynamics was a company similar to how Tesla is, but they just didn't have I don't know, they just weren't able to run really good. So yeah, it never worked out, and then I got but I as soon as I got out of debt when I was in my around like 27, then I started to put that when I was about 30, then I started to put the money back into the stocks. Well, no, I was just about 32, and then 31, 30, yeah, 30 around there. Then I started getting back into stocks, and I was trying it, and I had to learn it all on my own. So what I've been doing for the last almost 3 years is I've been learning about the commodities, and I've been learning about weed stocks, and then now I'm just learning about different stuff. Now I'm trying to learn about options trading as well. So yeah, with my hobbies, I actually really like skateboarding. I used to really like skateboarding when I was a young adult, and I used to like lifting weights, and I enjoyed golfing still, and snowboarding. So right now I'm kind of different person than I was. Now now I've golfed actually once this year. I played pretty good, and I uh, I snowboarded just a week ago. That was really cool at Mount Washington in Courtney. So I basically I've had a different life for the last few years. I've had some difficulties, but I'm really liking this investing thing. I believe in myself. I I've invested into Wayland. I spent a lot of investment money into Wayland and some other companies, and I don't know. I'm just learning the ropes, and I believe in myself. I do the commodities, and yeah. So with with my downtime, like what I do outside of this is I really like. In the last 3 or 4 years, I really got into photography. So I was doing photography with birds. I got into birds and deer. Deer were really what I really liked. I wanted to get to know what the deer, their personality was like. I wanted to kind of, and then I started to get interested in bears and coyotes and beavers and otters and seals and sea lions and all types of stuff, ducks, everything that you could, even butterflies and dragonflies. So yeah, no, I want to go. I also, when I was a young adult, I was really into surfing. So I got into surfing. I went to Australia, and I want to go back to Australia. I want to surf around the world. That's why I want a lot of money, so I can just go surfing, and that would be really great for me. So yeah, I bought a new surfboard just this year, and I live close to Tofino, so I'm gonna intend to go a lot in the next couple of years. But I want to go travel, and I want to go surf. I want to get back into surfing, and yeah, I want to live a rich life. I want to be wealthy. I want to get to $100,000 in wealth, and I want to get to $200,000 in wealth, and then $300,000 and on and on and on, up to a higher level. But yeah, here I'm going to show you some pictures I have that'll show you. So here's a bear that I saw in Coquitlam, and it's a little cub. He's climbing a tree. And then this is a golden eagle that I took out. That was the only time I ever saw a golden eagle. I've seen lots of bald eagles, but it was rare. I got into birding actually. I'm really knowledgeable about birds. I'm almost in the top 100 birders in Metro Vancouver for all time on this site called eBird, but I'm just a little bit out of it. But I used to be in the top 100 for about like 2015, 2016, and I moved to the island just in the last year, and then I'm in the top 50 for the town I'm in, this area. So yeah, I don't bird as much as I used to, and there's not as many birders out here as before. But I have a hummingbird feeder. I got all types of stuff out here. I sometimes I see like squirrels, and I see just all different types of birds that are out in my out my window. So I used to have a backyard, which was really cool too, and I had a hummingbird feeder there, and yeah, it was really fun. I got into all the birds that were in my backyard, and I have a telephoto lens, so I used to take a lot more pictures of birds, and I've seen over 200 birds in my life, so I'm pretty happy about that. I mean, I think it would be a good goal for myself maybe one day that I can see maybe 500 birds, different species of birds, or like 1,000. I mean, I love owls. Owls are so amazing, and I'm kind of a nighthawk too. But here, I'll show you some other pictures. So here's a snake, and I was really obsessed when this one thing happened. I learned I want to see deer, so I ended up even going in someone's backyard to see deer, and I went about 15 feet away from a deer, and I just was chilling, and I don't know, I was taking pictures. I wasn't afraid of the deer. I seen the people on TV where they get so close to the wildlife. I just want to be a part of wildlife. I think that wildlife, I love the spirit of wildlife. It's just amazing, and I can learn so much stuff from the way they behave, and I don't know, it's just really cool and the thing is too, I learned how to hear birds. So I know bird calls, and I can tell which kind of bird is which bird. Not every bird, but a lot of birds I can tell their sounds and their calls, and I don't know, it's pretty cool. It really is. So here's this bird, and it's a shorebird in Point Roberts. Okay, I also had I started a surf club when I was 20. It was called about 20. It was called the Point Roberts Surf Club, and some people joined it. It was pretty cool, actually. It was one of my cool moments in my life. When the wind comes up from the southwest or the northwest, then you can get some decent waves. I've seen it before. There was flooding this one time, and it was like 6 feet waves, and I had my board out there, and I had a cutback. I don't know if you guys know anything about surfing, but I had a cutback on these wind waves, which is freaking cool. I gotta say, it's pretty cool, and yeah, it was a really cool time. I would always alert people when the wind was coming up about 50 kilometers, and had to be the southeast, southwest, or it had to be northwest winds, or yeah, pretty much, and it had to be going for a couple hours to really get that swell going. But it was a pretty cool experience. It was a Facebook group I had, the Point Roberts Surf Club, and yeah. So, anyways, this is another place I knew about in Coquitlam. I was a place where I saw bears, and I saw deer and all types of ducks and birds. And here's another deer. That's the deer. I saw this deer because I jumped over some guy's fence, and I was so close. That was what I was talking about in the story. And this is called a buffalo head bird. It's a duck, and they're really small, and they're pretty. And this is a dragonfly. I once had a dragonfly. He landed on my hand, and it was pretty cool. It was in Fort Nelson when I was actually at a gas plant. Like, who would have think that? You can't make that shit up. And here, this is a surf bird. So yeah, and Point Roberts. So yeah, he's a surfboard. And yeah, so this is another picture. And this is out at in Drumheller. That's where the dinosaur museum is. It's pretty cool. And this is sunset at this nice place out in Lower Mainland. And this was out by Drumheller. And these were just some geese and their youngins, and this is a moon picture, and This is a California quail. They're pretty cool. Another dragonfly. And a squirrel. I think squirrels are so cool. I used to have a squirrel in my backyards sometimes, and I haven't even seen them have sex before. And also, I seen them just hide their nuts and just like, and then they're just looking for it forever. Just like, oh, where did I put them? I gotta find it. And then they like find it where they put it, but they can't find. It's just funny. Squirrels are funny. And another geese. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. I got my longboard in my back, and I got art around here. I live in a 2-bedroom condo. Excuse me. And yeah, it's a pretty big kitchen I have. I used to have a really small kitchen, but it's nice, big kitchen. 2 bathrooms. And then I also have it's kind of a, I don't know, big kind of living room with a TV, and then my bedroom. And I got a lot of room for storage for being a bachelor, and then I can put all my stuff away. And yeah, it's cool. I lived near this so many hectares of forest land, and there's cougars and bears and deer and birds and squirrels and raccoons that live in there. I want to see a cougar out here. I've seen a cougar once in my life, but I actually moved here because I want to see cougars. I know, it's pretty crazy, but I do. I want to see cougar, and I need to see elk too. I haven't seen an elk before in my life. I want to see an elk, and I want to get a boat. I got my boat. I got my I have a boating license, but I don't know how to drive a boat. I mean, it's probably not too difficult, but it's something if I get a lot of money, then I'm gonna use, and I'm gonna go on a boat. And yeah, I don't know. That's for 2019. I want to grow my wealth to $100,000. That's really important to me. I'd like to put some money into my mortgage. Just throw it on there, and then that give me equity. So if I was to move into a house maybe in a few years, or it'll just take away the interest and stuff like that. But I also want to have a lot of cash, just so I don't have worries, just like always have like lots of cash just sitting, and I'm not gonna spend it. Like, I don't know, being an investor and just in the stock market, it can just mess with your head. How aggressive you want to be if you want to invest all your money or just a little bit of money. And in the last few years, I've been pretty effing aggressive. So it's probably too aggressive. So I want to get to a point where I have I don't know, a bit of money in the market, but not as much as I do right now. But I just want to have tons of cash just as a safety net. And yeah, I don't know, I hope you guys like this video. I know it's a long video, but I've been doing videos. This is probably my 46th video for this channel. I have another channel, but it's wildlife stuff. So I mean, if you're interested, I can let you know about it. But anyways, I just wanted to do an update because I've been getting better at doing these YouTube videos with talking and I don't know, just technology, stuff like that, all the bugs, just different stuff. It's pretty tough, just learning this whole YouTube stuff. I don't know how to do thumbnails. I'm going to learn how to do thumbnails better, but because I know how to do photography, I think I'm just going to, I'll just take pictures on my phone, and then I'll update them. I'll put them as a custom thumbnail, just a picture. So until like I can learn technology, then I'll maybe make nicer thumbnails. But I mean, this is just like a hobby, and I don't know. Hope to make some friends, and learn things from other people, but also just kind of, I don't know, just something. I believe that this is something like it's like a discovery for myself, so I can learn more about myself and get through like difficulties in my mind, so that I can, I don't know, just kind of be a stronger minded and a stronger physical guy, so I can have and it's I'm focused on the market. I'm focused on money all the time. Anyway, I mean, I've had friends who are hustlers. They buy things for $1,000 and they sell it for like $3,000 and things like that. And I haven't really became a hustler in that sense, but I'm open to like so many things. I just need to grow my cash and just become wealthier and become less greedy. Understand when to get out of the market, when to get in the market better. Learn options, when to go do puts in the market to hedge against when things are going down. I just want to be really what's the word, like well-rounded. I don't want to be just like a one-man show where it's like, oh, it's just like weed stocks. It's like, oh, it's just gold stocks. I'm like 90% of my portfolio's in weed stocks, but I'm not afraid to move any of that money into another commodity that I think would do way better. Say for example, I mean, that uranium. If I looked at the chart and I said, okay, uranium's gonna go to $70 like soon, I would like throw a lot of money, like probably sell like 10 or 25% of my weed stocks and then put it into uranium, or just things like that. I'm open to being nimble, and I think it's scary. It's scary it's easy to just like buy a stock and like not worry about it, and then like you look at it and then you like don't have as much money like a few years later. But it's more important to kind of I don't know, I don't have any love for any of these companies because they've all let me down. I mean, with their spending, they don't spend they're not financially responsible, and I don't like that. I mean, you gotta spend money to make money and all that, but these companies need to be smarter with their money, because we're getting into higher interest rates, and they just have to be more intelligent. They can't be so forward thinking. They have to think about the now, and that's the companies that I want to have in my portfolio straight up. And yeah, I mean, I hope you guys, if you got to listening to this whole video, I hope you enjoyed it and you liked it, and I hope you become a subscriber and leave me a comment, tell me what's up, and give me a thumbs up, or give me a thumbs down if you don't like it. That's fine. But yeah, I just felt like making a new video, and this is probably gonna be my my profile video, I guess, for my page. So yeah, I got an idea for what's it gonna be is things that you can do with your spending, so that you don't spend, that you could save $50,000 in a year, whether that's a family or not. Or I mean, just so people, obviously you wouldn't be able to use all those things for $50,000. I mean, I don't think, but for a lot of people, if they implemented them, they could save about $500 a year up to anywhere from like $5,000. And it's gonna be a series. It's gonna be like episode 1, episode 2, episode 3, and yeah, it's gonna be cool. I think you guys will like it. If you're hearing me now, it's gonna be really rich in content. I mean, this is something that's really valuable, I think, to be able to be budget friendly. And yeah, anyways, this has been long enough. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, see you in another video, and peace. Shaka. Shaka. West Side.